Alright, what's going on, guys? Today, right now, I'm doing a quick overview of this Jeremy Horton necker. It's his A2 necker. I got this in a trade, my first neck knife, really my first quality fixed blade. And first thing I could say is I was very impressed. It's a very cool knife. It came with this sheath, and it's a neck knife, but it also came with inner waistband carry setup, which worked excellent. I got this yesterday. I carried it around all day yesterday. This was probably on me for 6 to 8 hours yesterday, and I could barely tell it was there. I carried it in a couple positions on my belt. I would say probably around the 3:30, 4 o'clock position, probably around the 4 o'clock position, and then I also carried it around the 5:30, 5 o'clock position. Both were very comfortable. One was around the 5 o'clock position, was probably the less noticeable, but 4 o'clock was easier to access. Either way, feels very comfortable, very tough to notice, especially in the upcoming cooler weather when you're going to be wearing more than one shirt, like a t-shirt with a button-up or t-shirt with a sweatshirt over it. You're not going to be able to tell. Nobody's going to be able to tell this thing is on you. And it's a great sheath. No wiggle. What you're hearing there, if you can hear that, that's the belt loop. But the knife isn't jiggling around at all. It will not come out. So, very good sheath, very high quality. You can pinch it out, but I can just take it out like that. As you can see, the knife is a chisel grind, and it has one hell of a grind on it. First of all, it's fairly thick. Let's see. Comparison. Just did a review with the SNG. So it's a little thicker than the SNG. It's one piece, so it's pretty much a sharpened pry bar. The guy who traded this to me was pretty much saying that this is a key to a Volkswagen. You can pretty much open anything with this. And I'll believe it. This thing feels solid. It feels great in the hand. And that grind, man. That grind and that polish, oh, that's incredible. That tip just looks mean. It's a deep, hollow grind. Leaves, it's a full convex edge too, which is really cool. It didn't come screaming sharp out of the box, but I didn't get this from Horton. I got this in a trade, like I said before, so you can't really evaluate that. I stropped it up a little bit, and I used it, tried to sharpen it a little bit on some sandpaper, my 2000 grit sandpaper. I'm going to try and get you in focus there. There you go. I went over it with some 2000 grit sandpaper. I then stropped it up, and the edge is definitely now hair shaving sharp. When I got it, it wasn't really hair shaving sharp. Now it is. Just a great little knife. With this being my first experience of a fixed blade and a neck knife, especially with inner waistband carry, I can only say good things. The design of this handle is great. Even though it's just metal in your hand, for a handle it's thin metal in your hand, it's very comfortable. I can grip this knife like this. I mean, just the way that it's contoured, that digs in under the meat of your thumb, I can use this knife just like this alone. This feels great in the hand. Possibly could have used jimping. I don't know. You really don't need it because your hand's not going anywhere with that choil and the grip you have. So you probably don't, and you're not. Yeah. So you probably don't need jimping. Definitely not a hit on the knife. I wouldn't take anything away from that. The chisel grind is cool. It's also my first knife with a chisel grind. It's a little interesting cutting things with it, a little different. Whether it's good or bad. A lot of people love it. I have not enough experience on a chisel grind to say much about it. Besides that, it looks pretty cool. Let's see what I want to say, guys. Sorry, it's taking me a little bit. For an EDC blade to carry around all the time, I think this is great. If this is what you like, I think this is awesome. I mean, the design is just something else. I mean, that blade grind is something else. I love where it has this. I'll try and use two hands. I love this part where the blade's just so damn thick that he's got to have multiple grinds to get to that tip, and it's still just how fat that is. That's mean looking. That's cool looking, man. But so I feel like this is more of a sharpened pry bar kind of EDC kind of thing, and for EDC, I think I'd want a little more blade which you really don't need it. You really don't need more blade. I think I'd just rather have a non-chisel grind, probably just because I'm a rookie with chisel grinds, honestly. So there's no hits on this knife. I can't give this knife a hit. The Kydex sheath is awesome. It could be used as a neck knife. This belt clip, or this belt button, you can unscrew it so it's just a neck knife. It's very secure when it's in your pocket, or when you're on your belt loop. I can't give this knife any hits. I'm inexperienced with fixed blades and neck knives, but this seems awesome to me. Confidence inspiring. It's a beast. That's really about all I can think of, guys. For my personal needs, if I wanted an EDC, for me, a fixed blade or a neck knife like this is mostly going to see use when I'm outdoors, when I'm hiking. Not really too much everyday carry, because I have folders for that. I love carrying my folders. I love carrying this as a backup. It was great. I definitely, down the road, when I have extra money, extra cash, I will be picking up, if not this exact knife, something like this, just because it was so great to carry and it's so cool to have on you. A nice little backup that nobody knows about, or that's virtually invisible on you. But for everyday carry, and what I'd use this, or what I use most, I have folders for, which work great for me. A fixed blade is what I really want when I go hiking, and when I'm outdoors and hiking and doing stuff like that, I want a little more blade length out there. So at this time, don't think I'm keeping it, unfortunately, because it's an amazing knife. It's really cool. I'd love to keep it, but when money's tight, you need use. You need function over cool factor. So I think I'm picking up another fixed blade, something a little different than this. But as far as I know, I give this knife a 10 out of 10. It's made of A2 steel. I don't know too much about A2, but from what I hear, it's a good thing. So it's a positive. It's not a negative. So good steel, good design, really unique and cool grind. I can't say enough about this knife. Really enjoyed carrying it. Alright guys, just wanted to pump out that review. You don't see too many of these. Also, real quick, I emailed Horton himself when I was thinking about accepting the trade for this. He emailed me back right away. Seemed like a great guy, very friendly, very conversational, and his designs are great. So, can't say enough about the guy, can't say enough about the knife. Alright guys, I'll catch you in the next video.